Hi everyone, welcome to Alpaca Tuesday. I'm Tasha with Butterfield Alpaca Ranch. Today I'm giving you the top 5 things I think you should know before you purchase alpacas. So right from the start, do your research. You'll be very glad that you did because there's a lot of information out there about alpacas. They're not native to North America, so there's a lot for us to learn and a lot of assumptions that we should not make about these animals. So take your time. Don't rush it. Take your time and be able to answer these questions before you actually make your first purchase. Okay, so number 1, are you wanting them as pets or as a business? So if they're as pets, you can choose any that just kind of look fun to you. Any of them that you like how they look or how they act. But if you're wanting them as a business, it's a totally different way to go, and you have to be a lot more specific about what alpacas you're going to invest in right from the start. There is a whole range of qualities and price points out there, so be sure you know right from the start what you're actually looking for. Number 2, if you've chosen alpacas as a business, what business model are you going to follow? Now, the alpaca industry in North America is quite young, especially compared to other livestock models out there that we've had for centuries. I'm going to have a whole video dedicated to this topic, but just to break it down simply, are you going to focus on breeding or on fiber? Now, truthfully, running an alpaca business means you need to diversify. So it's not as cut and dry as just breeding, just fiber. You'll need to kind of mix it up a bit, but you'll most definitely need to know which direction are you more leaning towards as a focus. Again, what your first alpacas are that you purchase is directly related to what business model you're following. Number 3, which breed of alpaca do you prefer? Now we have 2, and they each produce a very different type of fiber, and they look very different. So you might be drawn more towards one or the other based on their appearance or on their fiber usefulness. But either way, you really need to choose right from the start. You may find that you kind of get into both at some point, but right from the start, you should just choose one and focus on that. First, we have the Wakaya, which makes up 80% of our North American alpaca herd. And so they're a lot more common breed. It's the kind where the fiber grows out from the body and they look like a big fluffy teddy bear. Okay, the other kind is Surrey. They make up 20% of the North American alpaca herd. Their fiber hangs from their body, and if it's allowed to grow out quite a bit, it looks more like dreadlocks. So the Surrey alpaca is actually one of the most rare breeds in the whole world of any type of animal. So if you like rare things, you may just like the Surrey breed. Number 4, are you interested in an all-male herd or an all-female herd right when you start? It's easiest when you begin to choose one gender or the other. Because you want to start small. You don't want to get a whole bunch of alpacas right from the start when you know nothing about them. You want to start small and learn as you grow and as you narrow down your focus. Because I'll tell you, the first 5 years of your business, you're going to change what your focus is as you learn things, and as you have your experiences, you're going to realize what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy about alpacas or about the industry. And so you'll get a lot more in tune with what it is your business is actually going to be. So you want to start small in the beginning so that you're not thinking one thing and then it ends up going another way, and then it takes you a lot longer in time and more money to correct that and kind of get yourself back in the focus that you end up ultimately doing. All right, and number 5, do you have the right environment for alpacas? Or can you create the environment? So the basic things you really need to have, number 1 is shelter. Alpacas need shelter year-round from the elements. Regardless of what season it is, they are going to require the shelter. It needs to be at least a 3-sided shelter, and regardless of what it is, you don't want any drafts in it. Also, do you have adequate pasture? Now, as a rule of thumb, you can kind of do like 5 alpacas per acre. Now, that's assuming that your pastures are really healthy and have, good grass for alpacas. There's a number of grass types that are good for alpacas, and as part of your research, you need to go find out what those are. But some people might say you can get more per acre than 5, but my experience is for you and for them, it's best to kind of think 5 per acre and make sure that your pastures are healthy. Part of keeping them healthy is being able to rotate them. So can you break up your pastures and rotate them in different sections for a few weeks at a time, allowing the parts that they're not on to grow back? And it's also part of parasite management, which is a whole nother topic altogether. That's probably a number of videos, but I won't go into that right now. But just to be prepared that when you bring them home, you need to at least have shelter and you need to have adequate pasture for them. A word of caution to those of you who already have livestock or have experience with livestock: don't assume that what you know is going to apply to alpacas. Please do the research and understand what makes these animals very unique. They are called exotic for a reason. Like I said before, they're not native to North America, so we need to be very knowledgeable about what they need and the environments that they come from, so that we can help compensate for what we don't have naturally here in North America. Well, I hope this video was very helpful for those of you who are seriously considering getting alpacas. A personal word of caution: they're addicting. So you may start small, but you're gonna be very tempted to get more and more and more. But they're fabulous. I have no regrets about having my herd and about acquiring more and all that has come with having alpacas. I think it has been very much worth the cost. Have a great day.